A couple other things about the game before we take a break. The Rams led the NFL in passing yards per game and passing touchdowns this season. That could be a factor in the cold. The Rams are 1-3 this season when they allow 140 or more rushing yards, and the Bears are 8-0 when they rush for 140 or more yards. Now, stats like that, I always say, well, it's not like then your game plan is let's just go rush for 140 yards and we'll win. Rushing for 140 yards is a product of things going well. And anytime somebody tries to Randy ratio one of those things, because that was what Mike Tice did with the Vikings all those years ago, well, anytime Randy Moss has the ball in his hands at least 40% of the time, we win, so let's just get him the ball at least 40% of the time. It's like, no. When things go well, that percentage just naturally flows from the fact that it went well. It all flows together, but you can't force a small part of it and expect the bigger result. It's a natural byproduct of a day when everything goes well. But the Bears do need to run the ball more effectively than they did against the Packers. Ben Johnson said that this week. And with the wind and with the cold, yeah, it's going to make more sense to try to establish the run, but that means pushing away and creating holes and slipping through the holes and getting through the next level if you can. It's just, it's that meat grinder of bodies who's going to exert more will over the other, and we'll see fairly early which way the pile's going, which way the pressure is succeeding when the Bears' offensive line is trying to push the Rams' defensive line.
Yeah, and Mike, Ben Johnson alluded to it when he was praising Sean McVay, not just as an offensive innovator and a guy who has an impressive tree already before 40. Is McVay even 40 yet? I mean,
no,
it's impressive.
He turns 40 this month.
Yeah, I mean, think about the coaching tree that Sean McVay already has before his 40th birthday. So he talks about the offensive side of it, but he said the entire operation. So think about defensively for the Rams, and this is where I will give them credit, and I could see defensively this being a challenging game for both offenses are really probably going to struggle a bit defensively. We know what the Bears can do with their takeaways, but McVay, since he's been there, defensive coordinators, he's had some really talented ones. Had Wade Phillips, he's had Raheem Morris, Super Bowl winning coordinator for him. Shula right now is a hot job candidate. So it's not just the McVay magic is not just, oh yeah, he'll put some offensive wrinkle in that you're not ready for, or he'll do something. He understands what he doesn't know and turns it over to his defense. And I'm sure he's probably even more involved than that, because as an offensive guy, he can say, I know what it takes to put a defense under duress, or I know how to make this defense kind of compromise some of its rules. Hey, why don't you consider doing this? So Ben Johnson's right. McVay is special. I think this game is it probably will feel like one of those old black and blue division games between the Vikings and Bears from the late 70s or early 80s. It may have that feel to it.
Oh, I remember games like that, 13-7, Vikings win, or 13-10, Vikings lose. And McVay is very adept at delegating. Now, you have to hire good people to whom you can trust the authority. But I was on radio in Philly yesterday, and the issue came up of Nick Sirianni and how involved he is or isn't in the offense. And he got the job as an offensive coordinator, and he's abdicated. He's done more than delegated. He's abdicated the offense to the coordinator there. And he was talking after they beat the Bills about how he needs between series to spend time with the offense and help the offense. And I didn't remember, and look, we were getting ready for our pregame show, but I don't think Nick Sirianni was ever not standing at the sideline when the defense was on the field. I don't think Nick Sirianni was, he wasn't handing the reins to Vic Fangio and stepping aside. And I say that because I still remember vividly. It was a primetime game when Sean McVay was in his first year with the Rams. The defense was on the field. He was sitting on top of a water gate or Watergate, Simsism. Gatorade, Watergate, same difference. Watergate, that could be something. Watergate could be something. Let me take that under advisement. But he was sitting on the Gatorade bottle, jug thing, and he was getting ready for the next series. And Wade Phillips was running the team. So Sean McVay has always had people around that he trusts to handle the other things. And if it's not working, hey, fired the special teams coordinator in December. Finally had enough after the Rashid Shaheed punt return touchdown that sparked, I mean, that moment, you could point to that moment as when the Rams lost the number 1 seed in the NFC. Changes needed to be made. We're going to make them now because we're not going to have our season end in January because we have some other special teams lapse. So, he delegates, and he delegates to people he trusts until he realizes he can't, and then he'll find someone else.
Except they still haven't fixed the special teams. It almost cost them last week against the Panthers.
Good point.
Had another one. Had another special teams blunder. So that's something to look out for as well. You're talking about the weather, and we always think about fumbles and staying warm. Well, special teams, the Bears are really good. They got a great returner in Duvernay, and the Rams struggle in special teams. So that could be something that tips the game too.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.